This training demo is being brought to you by learningcomputer.com. Today, our topic of discussion is Excel 2013 conditional formatting. This has been around a few editions, but we are going to look at what it looks like in 2013. So what is conditional formatting anyway? Well, it is the ability in Excel to apply specific formatting to cells depending on the value of the cell and or the formula. Specific formatting can include changing font type, color, font size, and even the background color. Using conditional formatting, you can analyze massive amount of data quickly for trends. So this is probably where conditional formatting can really come in handy when you're looking at a large volume of data and trying to make some sense as far as values greater than, less than, above and below average. This is where you will get the most usage out of it. In addition, you can get visual representation of the numeric figures using conditional formatting. You can also answer questions like who sold, how much, last month, last year, last quarter. And another advantage of using this type of formatting is to compare overall data to certain value and parameter, and then finally highlight the top/bottom values and range of percents. Okay, so quite a bit you can do with conditional formatting. Today we are going to be looking at these four different types. The first one is really highlight cells. This is when you show a specific cell depending on the particular value. Okay, and we are going to look at product sales information regarding that. Then you can use top and bottom values. We will look at a gradebook application for that, and you highlight top and essentially bottom values. Also, we will look at data bars, which is kind of like the old school bar graphs. This really gives you a visual representation of numeric information. And then finally, we will take a stab at icon sets, which are kind of cool. They apply specialty icons depending on the range of value. Okay, so quite a bit we are going to look at as far as the demo. Like I mentioned, for highlighting cells, we are going to use product sales by quarter. We will have a list of products and see how they did, the last 4 quarters. We are going to look at a gradebook application regarding the top and the bottom rules, and then for data bars, we are going to look at my virtual caches kitchen menu items to see how they did last year. And then we will end the video with icon sets where we will look at the product sales by quarter information again. So enough chatter about this. Can we actually see a demo now? Sure you can. So now I'm going to actually switch to Excel 2013. I have this information ready to go. By the way, if you're interested, you can download the Excel sheet from our website, learningcomputer.com, and we will make that available to you if you wanted to play around with this. But let's take a look at this. If you're new in Excel 2013, you'll see that they have redone the look and feel. It looks a lot more cleaner and crisp in some fashion. I'm using a trial version. Also, they have changed some of the underlying colors. So in Excel, you're getting this I'm not really sure, forest green, and then you can see in Excel, it's some kind of orange brownish color. My color vocabulary is pretty lame. So anyway, so now let's focus on our task. We are using the highlight cell rules. Here you can see in this first column I have some product information, Alice mutton, some syrup, crab meat, and whatnot. And then in the middle, we can see that here are the quarters, let's say for last year. And so, you can see that Alice mutton in the first quarter sold $4,208. Okay, and we will come back and look at the thresholds in a minute. But let's just do this. Let's just jump right into it. I'm going to highlight my target area. Okay, so you just select your information, and then you want to make sure you're in the Home tab. You're going to go to Conditional Formatting and then Highlight Cell Rules. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to look at is When I did that, you can see that I have a barrage of options in here. You can do things like greater than, less than. You can even look at specific value. But let's do this. Let's start with less than. Okay. And now you are getting a dialog box. I'm going to, let's say, highlight things below 4,000. So in other words, these we are interested in finding out what products are not doing too well, in our line of products. And then on the right side, this is where you can choose formatting. We will look at the custom format in a bit, but for now, let's just go with one of the default. I will go ahead and select light red fill, and then hit OK. All right. So now, if I click someplace else, you can see that these items are the ones that did not make the cut. So you can see, even though it's grandma's boysenberry spread, in the third quarter, this product is struggling. And then there's some definitely issues going on with the Ross bratwurst, I guess you say. So that's how you do that. Now let's flip things over, and I'm interested in finding which products are doing really well. Okay, and so I'm going to look at products greater than, let's say, that sold more than 9,000. Okay, and this time I'm going to select, let's just do a green fill. Okay, and in fact, you'll notice that I've selected all of it. In fact, let me do this. I'm going to remove this formatting. I don't want to select the actual product name. So this is a good side note, that if you want to remove formatting, you go to conditional formatting, clear rules, and then clear rules from selected cells. Okay. This will take out the formatting. Now I'm going to just select my products. Again, just the numbers. Go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, greater than, and then let's just go with 9,000. Okay. In fact, I'm getting a lot of them. So let's just do 10,000 instead. Okay, these are the products that really did well. I'm going to select them with a green fill. Green means go. Okay, and then hit OK. So you can tell that these products did really well. Surprisingly, aniseed syrup and Boston crab meat, they are kicking butt. Okay, some of the other ones are kind of sporadic, but that's how you do conditional formatting with values. Now another point to this is that you can actually set up your thresholds. Okay, so I have listed here. You can set up a minimum threshold, maximum threshold, and then your formatting is driven by these numbers instead of you putting in specific values. So let's try that. I'm going to go back to my data. Okay, I'm going to select it, and I'm going to go to conditional formatting, highlight cells, less than. But this time, instead of putting a number here, I'm actually simply going to click here. Okay, and you'll notice that this changed. Okay, and then I'm going to hit OK, and we can just leave the fill as is. Okay. So now you'll notice that as you're changing this number, okay, your formatting should change. So I'm selecting 2000. That should take out one of them. Okay, let me do this. I'm actually apologize. I'm going to clear formatting, because what happens with formatting is that it actually leaves the old formatting in here. So it gets to be a little bit confusing, but let's do this. I'm going to select the data, go back to conditional formatting, highlight less than, okay, and this time I'm going to say this one. Okay, so 2000 is our number. So you can see that now it's only highlighting 3 of them. If I were to change this to, let's say, 5,000, you'll notice that a bunch of other candidates showed up. if I change this back to 4,000, it changes a little bit. So this is an important point. It's dynamic in nature, where you can play around with that, and same thing with we can do with the maximum. Okay, so that was our first example of highlighting cells. Next thing I'm going to look at is going to be the top/bottom rules. Okay, so for this one, I actually have a gradebook example. This is one of the classes I taught on databases. I have the student information in here. Okay, I have the total points that they can score, the average, and here's a breakdown. You can see that in project one, the people scored this. Okay, and then midterm is this column. Okay, final project, the final exam, and whatnot. Okay, now down here you can notice that this basically sums up all the information that Michael scored here. So it's summing from B6 all the way to B16. Okay, so Michael scored 749, Craig scored 824. The next row has the total number of possible points, and then this one is basically a percent. So this really divides this number by this number. Okay, so that's just an overview of the numbers. What are we trying to achieve here? Well,